I mean, basically, this is to see where Miranda Maverick is and if there's anything left or what's left of Rose Namajunas. I really think the outcome is based on what version of Rose shows up. Rose is one of my favorite fighters of all time. In my top 10, easily, man or woman. But she is also one of the most frustrating fighters as well. You know, she can either show up as an elite ninja assassin straight out of a Tekken video game, or she can show up with all the apathy in the world and not do anything in a fight. That said, I think Rose has enough experience and technique to outclass Miranda Maverick all day. That doesn't mean it's gonna happen though. It's really interesting when you look at Rose's last 7 or 8 fights since her loss to Jessica Andrade, being thrown on the ground upside down. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind that Rose Namajunas should have beaten Carla Esparza. Now, of course, she moved up to lose to Manon. I think the fight should have been better. To be honest, I was looking forward to that fight very much. I didn't like the idea of Rose moving up. I still don't know how I feel about it because she's having yo-yo results, but she's also going against not elite fighters. She did beat Amanda Ribas and Tracy Cortez, but I don't see either one of them elite. I see Tracy with a lot of potential, and she is very good, and as long as she's putting her energy into learning and improving what her strengths are while working on her weaknesses, sounds obvious but not every fighter does it, she'll be okay. It's also questionable if she really should have lost to Erin Blanchard. Hard to say at this point. Erin, cold-blooded, didn't look very good against Manon Fiorot. We didn't get to see how she was going to look against Macy Barber because Macy Barber had the most unique, mysterious health medical event to ever happen to a human being that no medical staff, coaching team, or hospital could figure out. Now, I would like to think that over the years, Rose has grown and matured and learned a lot about herself and society and her life and the people around her, and she's able to deal with the mental aspect of it because Rose does have a very long history of, should we say, medical events? They're not really medical events, but she has high anxiety, high insecurities, things like that. But then sometimes you see her, even just like when she's talking to someone in a podcast or a media week or what have you, she seems that's where the name is, that's where the nickname is, Thug. Like, she seems so confident, not giving a fuck, cold-blooded, no pun intended. But her fight with Carla Esparza was almost as if her mind was on a DMT trip while her body was out there. And after 2 decision victories, she's now been booked. Don't worry, I'm not gonna put the meme in right now. She's now been booked against a mid fighter, in my opinion. Now, I like Miranda Maverick just fine. I thought she had a lot of potential and promise when she first splashed onto the scene. But even though don't do nicknames like that, please. Don't put an article in your nickname. Isn't really on the most impressive win streak. She did have a pretty busy 2024 though. And to be honest with you, I think it was when she fought Andrea Lee that I was like, I don't know if this is an elite MMA fighter that I'm looking at. And since then, I really have felt the same. When I call mid, to me, Miranda Maverick has spurts of some good little scrambling, good little aggression. She does work on footwork. When she is on the defensive, that's where it seems to kind of fall apart. It would be absolutely insane, in my opinion, if she held down Rose Namajunas for over a round's worth of minutes. If that happens, just consider it done. She's not hyper offensive. Rose should be the one with more volume here. But my opinion, this is to see if they got anything in Maverick. It's a hell of a test. Maybe UFC is seeing what I'm kind of seeing in Rose is like, it's not that she's not good, it's just that there's Thug Namajunas, and then there's Rose, you know? If Thug comes out, she's gonna look like a champion again. Yes, Rose is slower at the upper division, upper weight class. Maybe she has fine-tuned a couple things. She is 32. Maybe she could increase her speed a little bit, or at least adjust with her offensive. If I sound a little energetic, it's because, like I said, I'm a big fan of Rose, and I am kind of nervous that she can lose this one. And she shouldn't. I don't think she should be at the level of losing to Miranda Maverick. But again, that's not to say Miranda's not good. It's just, I am perceiving this to be too much of a step up for Miranda and somewhat of a step down for Rose. Not too bad, but just a little. Miranda Maverick is at number 11, and if Miranda does beat Rose, she's gonna be in the mix for some big names. But she already lost to Jasmine Jazz Adavicius in 2023. She's already lost to Erin Blanchfield and Macy Barber. That would mean if Miranda were to beat Rose Namajunas, to avoid any rematches and have her fighting up, she would get booked against fucking Alexa Grasso or Manon Fiorot or Natalia Silva, while Valentina's on boat trips shooting with Schmo or whatever the fuck. So I kinda don't like to say it, and I kinda even feel a little bad, but I think this is where Miranda meets the roof. I don't see her beating. I want to see for the weekend what happens, but as it stands, I don't see her beating Jasmine in a rematch, and certainly not Erin Blanchfield. Again, Macy should be at rank 6, and I think it should be Natalia, Manon, Alexa, Erin, Jasmine, Rose. No, Jasmine, Macy, and then Rose where she's at. I just don't see Miranda having that kind of momentum.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.